And what more can the West do? Sitting here in England, there is certainly concern that the US isn't having the vote on whether to give more aid to Ukraine, because the US is always pivotal in this. You are the global policeman, you have the biggest military, you have the biggest stockpiles, you have the biggest economy. And is it really in America's interests to allow Putin ultimately to win?
That's a great question. And to allow Putin and Russia to win, absolutely not. I mean, NATO is basically on the entire front door of Russia. That's one of the issues about Ukraine. If they become a member of NATO, now Russia's completely surrounded. Sure, there's a lot of politics, but let's get to the point of it, is that Russia should not dominate and win in Ukraine, period. Would they move into Europe? Highly doubt it, because, again, their forces aren't really doing well in the country of Ukraine. They wouldn't do well against NATO as a whole. But back to the question about the United States. Supporting Ukraine and everything, I think, has been fine, and everybody's behind that. The issue is what's happening internally. There's a lot of discontent of what's going on at our borders. And so because there's more of an emphasis of protecting the security of another country, but not the security of the United States as a whole, that's where the sentiment and the feelings are lost. And I personally have to agree with that, because we do have this huge incursion on the south of our border with no address, no attention, and no control. So if they did that, I think people would be greatly and more behind what's going on in Ukraine than what is happening right now.
And if we get a Donald Trump presidency in November, well, obviously coming into force next January, how do you think that would change things? He made his comments about saying to Russia, why don't you just invade these NATO countries that don't spend 2%? Would he do something highly unexpected, or would he actually, because he likes to be strong, he is a tough leader, would he actually be the man to make sure Putin was defeated?
Well, yeah, great question there, and I'll try to put the best vision that I could see on it. Is look, he's made some decisions in the past that are really good, but some of the statements he states are of surprise to many, including the professionals as far as that deal with the military geopolitical effects. Now, stating that you would pull out of NATO, I completely believe that is ridiculous, and it's the worst thing that you could possibly say. It's almost giving a green card to Putin. Now, I understand that more than half, or at least 11 of those 30 countries, aren't paying their way, and we're talking about France and others that should. That's definitely an issue, but saying, hey, Russia, do what you want with NATO, very dangerous, and that's dangerous for anybody to say. It's definitely the president. So I think that's one of the concerns that's going on if Trump becomes in office, and but he does project strength, and that's something Putin does respect. So it's really of great concern and great question right now.
Well, brilliant. Thank you very much for sharing your expertise with GBN America. Glenn, delighted you could join us today.
Thank you very much. Nice to chat with you.